is dead. The person we've been sent to find is dead. So I guess we go and better break the bad news.
I see Sir has returned.
Sir has.
Who would Sir like to see?
I'd like to see Carlotta,
Is
please.
Carlotta home?
Alas, no.
Oh.
What a shame that Sir's trip has been wasted. Perhaps Sir would like to leave now.
Tell her I called by.
Why, my loins stir at the very thought of serving you in this way, sir.
I'll see the Count
Is the
instead.
Count receiving guests?
No, but he will see you.
Ah, Luton. I was hoping you would drop by.
You don't sound so good, Count.
I am not the man I used to be, that is certain. Past my prime, you might say. Yes, past my prime.
I could come back later if you want.
No, there is no guarantee that I will be getting any better. If anything, I might be worse.
Your health?
We are both men of the world, Mr. Luton. I will not mince words with you. I am dying. I might last another year or so, or I might not last the week. And to think I thought more pork would be good for my health.
Not too many people would believe you, certainly.
Let us dispense with the pleasantries and get straight to business. Yes, straight to business.
Okay, you wanted to know about the Mundy case. There we are.
Do you know anything about the murder
No.
of a man
Yep.
named Mundy?
Mr. Luton, I couldn't be less interested in the petty crimes of this wretched city.
Okay, worth a try.
Does
Azil,
the word Azil
or
mean anything
numbers
to you?
upside down.
Yes, I remember Azil. The mad Ascari of the great Neff. He rose to power before even the light dams of Sorka were completed. I remember he used to punish his detractors by burying them upside down in the sand. Do you know,
Lovely.
I think he honestly believed they might grow into trees. He was quite mad, you know. Quite mad.
How long ago was this?
Oh, I don't know. A couple of 100 years ago, at least.
You seem to remember it like yesterday.
I am an old man. My memory plays tricks.
Okay, that was not helpful at all. Sapphire. Sapphire lied?
I'm trying to find out why a troll named Sapphire would lie to me. Any thoughts?
Please do not waste my time.
Okay, obviously not. But that's a new lead to think about. Can't run
So
in
you're a
world.
count.
I am the Count, yes.
What's it like?
It's fine. Although one does get the occasional burning desire to tear out the throat of people who ask too many questions. Do I have to draw you a picture?
Wonder why that could be. Been there. Sapphire lied. Malachite.
Do you know a big, dumb troll who goes by the name of Malachite?
Malachite. There's a name I have not heard in many years.
Oh dear.
Yes, I know of him.
How?
As it happens, he broke into this mansion several years ago and
Oh, really?
stole several valuable heirlooms that were never recovered. Incredibly, the City Watch was able to catch him before the Thieves Guild did, and he was imprisoned.
For some reason, I decided not to tell the Count that Malachite had escaped. I had a feeling the troll could still be useful to me. Maybe as a rockery one day.
Lovely. That's useful to know. Counterweight killings.
Do you know anything about the counterweight killings?
Mr. Luton, I couldn't be less interested in the petty crimes of this wretched city.
Not quite the city, it's also the area around it. But that's fair enough. Carlotta.
I asked the Count if he knew where Carlotta was when Mundy was murdered, but he wasn't sure. He told me that she wasn't in the mansion, but that her comings and goings were a mystery to him.
It's your own daughter, isn't it? Or relative? Ilsa and two
Do you know a
Conquers.
woman named Ilsa or a man named Two Conquers?
These days, the only people I know are those who come to the mansion.
Guess not. What
What do
Alkali?
you know about a dwarf named Alkali?
These days, the only people I know are those who come to the mansion.
Anything else I've missed? I think that's it for now. Thank you very much, sir. What about in here? I've got a troll tooth.
I wasn't about to flash the stolen tooth around.
Good idea.
Someone might tell Lord Salachi, and the next thing I knew I'd have a blade in my back and a receipt from the Assassin's Guild on my bedside table.
Yeah, they always pay their thingies. Well, thank you, Count.
I'll be back later.
I look forward to it.
What, this guy?
I see Sir has returned.
Sir
boy, here we go.
has.
Who would Sir like to see?
I want to talk to you.
What can you tell me about the Count?
I regret to inform, sir, that the Count's health has been in gradual decline and that he will probably not live to see the new year.
That's 5 months away.
Sir's grasp of mathematics dazzles me, sir.
What's the problem?
Merely that, unlike Sir, I have not been blessed with a truly dizzying intellect.
With the Count, I mean.
The Count's health has been failing for some years now, but I believe he has never been so bad as since the loss of his one companion.
His companion? Who's that?
I fear that my idle tongue has already revealed too much of the Count's private affairs, and I would ask that Sir respect the Count's privacy, lest I be forced to provide Sir with a thick ear.
Oh, new thing to think about. Missing companion.
So, what can you tell me about this missing companion?
Why Sir believes that asking me again will yield a different answer is beyond my comprehension, and must therefore be a sign of the staggering intellectual advantage that Sir possesses over such a humble retainer.
Guess not. Malachite.
Do you know a troll by the name of Malachite?
Regrettably, sir, I know nothing about that person.
Sapphire lied?
I'm trying to find out why a troll named Sapphire would lie to me. Any thoughts?
I'm sorry. I cannot assist, sir, in that matter.
Okay, I guess you can't assist with anything else, but I will go through it.
Do you know anything about the murder of a man named Mundy?
I don't know anything about any murders, sir.
Counterweight killings?
Do you know anything about the counterweight killings?
I don't know anything about any murders, sir.
Guess not. Alkali?
What do you know about a dwarf named Alkali?
Regrettably, sir, I know nothing about that person.
Pardon me. Ilsa
Do you
Two
know a woman
Conquers.
named Ilsa or a man named Two Conquers?
I'm sorry. I cannot assist, sir, in that matter.
Okay, Malachite. I've already asked
Do
you
you
about
know a
this.
troll by the name of Malachite?
Regrettably, sir, I know nothing about that person.
It's not Carlotta. Where is
So what do
Carlotta?
you make of Carlotta, then?
Sir?
Carlotta. Carlotta von Uberwald. She does live here, doesn't she?
Indeed, sir. Sir is as dogged in his pursuit of the truth as he is determined to warp the incalculably valuable hardwood floor by his persistent dripping.
You're not going to give up on this hardwood floor thing, are you?
As ever, sir is both astute and incredibly stubborn.
What about Carlotta?
She is also quite astute and most definitely stubborn.
What do you think about her, then?
I am not paid to form opinions, sir, merely to perform menial actions such as guarding the hardwood floor, a task I am, alas, failing in at the current time.
Will you shut
This
up
guy's
about
great.
the hardwood floor?
As Sir wishes. I will no longer mention
Oh,
how
dear.
Sir is irrevocably damaging timber felled by the hand of the 77th Earl of Ank. Boards that have lain here for longer than Sir has been alive, and that were first laid before Sir's father was even a glint in the eye of his grandfather, whomsoever that may have been.
Oh, that's funny. This guy's great. Azil.
Does the word Azil mean anything to you?
Sir has many questions, but alas, I have few answers.
Okay, Mundy's murder. Asked you about that one already. I think we're there. Okay, I want to see the count again.
Is the Count receiving guests?
No, but he will see you.
I've got a few more questions for you, Count.
Yes, good questions. Go on.
I want to talk to you about your companion I've just heard about.
Your interest in the Mundy case wouldn't have something to do with your missing companion, would it?
Why, Mr. Newton, I'm impressed. You actually do have some detective skills.
What's the deal?
Thank
He
you.
was my friend. Perhaps my last friend. He was a dwarf of simple tastes, and when I was younger, he drove my carriage for me. These days, given that I am confined to the conservatory, I have no need for a driver, but I kept Regin on the payroll so that I should have someone to talk to.
When did he go missing?
3 days ago. He took the carriage out that night and has not been seen since.
And you thought Carlotta might have employed me to look for him?
I was hoping, yes.
You could always employ me to find him.
Wouldn't that be a conflict of interest?
I don't see why. Anyway, there isn't a conflict of interest that I know about that couldn't be solved with a generous cash settlement.
Be assured that if you can find Regin, I can offer you substantial recompense.
Then I'll see what I can do. The Count gave me an iconograph
Cool.
of Reagan to help my investigations. My mind was already racing. 3 days ago, the Milka arrives. 3 days ago, Reagan disappears. Now, I believe in coincidences. Coincidences happen every day. But I don't trust coincidences. Something deeper was going on here, and I was going to find out what. Because I can't stand a secret, and because I have a burning need to find the truth. But mostly, because there was a wad of money in it for me if I found out.
Ooh, we have a picture. And we've closed that page, I guess. Thank you.
I'll be
Goodbye.
back later.
I look forward to it.
Butler.
I see, sir.
Sir,
Who,
I'll show you this iconograph.
tell me about Reagan.
sir?
Reagan, the Count's companion.
Sir seems to have mistaken me for someone who wishes to help him in his inquiries.
Listen, you work for the Count, and I'm trying to find Reagan for the Count.
Indeed, sir. But sir has already learned everything that the Count was prepared to tell him about Mr. Reagan, and hence I fear I have nothing to offer him, even should I be threatened with being disemboweled by a crazed rhinoceros.
Okay, I will leave this place.
I think I'd better be going.
So soon? But sir has barely had the chance to irreparably
Oh, here we
damage the
go.
furnishings.
Ooh, can we go this way? We can go this way. This is interesting. What's this book?
The book was about the lineage and heraldry of the nobility of the city of Ankh. I didn't understand much of it, but I noticed that there were handwritten corrections in it. The book was an old edition of Twerp's Peerage,
Okay.
probably a collector's item. Why do rich families feel the need to leave old, valuable books lying around in their reception halls? It's bad enough that they have so much more money than you without rubbing it in.
Cool. I can't take it, can I?
I didn't understand much of it, but I noticed that there were handwritten corrections in it.
Okay. Ooh, that's
I'll
ominous.
say this for the von Oberwalds. They had class. There weren't many homes in Ankh-Morpork with a window that could take your breath away. Well, maybe in Unseen University, but I'd heard that they had windows there that could literally take your breath away. There
Can't
was
do
no
anything with that,
way I
no.
was going to try and smash such an incredible work of art.
Can't go that way. That's the main doors. Can I go upstairs?
There was something about the wooden staircase that was really impressive. I think it might have been the thought that it probably cost more to make than everything I owned.
That would do the
I
trick.
confess, I was consumed with avarice, but I wasn't about to steal an entire staircase.
Oh, I'd like to see you try. Can we do anything up here? Guess not. We can go this way. What's this way?
I've got a few more
Oh, hello,
questions for you,
Count.
Count.
Yes, good questions. Go on.
Sorry.
I'll
Wrong
be
turning.
back later.
I was exploring
I
the
look
mansion.
forward to it.
I didn't actually want to speak to you. Okay, let's go. Let's go to Sidopolis Yard and see if nobody knows anything about this fellow.
There was something about the way the other members of the Watch looked at me that let me know that no matter how innocent I was still stained with suspicion. Still,
course.
I'll take the stains of suspicion over the tarnish of guilt. Suspicion was easier to wash out. Sometimes I think I'd just give up and crawl inside a whiskey bottle. Except that you can only do that if you are less than 1 inch high.
Nobody.
Doesn't look like I'm too welcome around here. Of course, I haven't been welcome here since I got kicked off the force, but at least then they just thought I was corrupt. Now they think I'm a murderer.
Nah, Luton, you've got it all wrong. They don't
Really?
think you're a murderer. They think,
That my personal hygiene is appalling?
no,
That I have the Clutchian plague?
no,
Face it, they think I'm a murderer.
you know, give me a minute, I'll think of something.
Nobby, you've never thought of something printable in your entire life. Why should you start now?
Notebook. Oh no, I've got a picture, haven't I? Picture. Iconograph.
I'm looking for a dwarf named Reagan. He's been missing.
Missing? What kind of missing? Missing for a few hours, missing person, missing in the shades? Help me out here, will you?
Missing in the
Missing
shades.
person, I guess.
How long's he been missing?
3 days.
3 days? You've got to be kidding. That barely counts as a hangover in Ankh-Morpork, let alone a missing person case.
How long would he have to be missing then?
I'd say at least 3 weeks.
3 weeks?
Of course, it'd depend on who he was. If the patrician went missing for 3 hours, it'd warrant an investigation.
Justice for some, eh?
Guess not. What else can I do with you? Sapphire Light, Malachite, probably nothing there. Counterweight killings?
Tell me more about these counterweight killings.
I'm not really sure I should, Luton. Sorry.
Come on, Nobby.
Oh dear,
You
not
can
getting
trust
anywhere.
me.
Well, no. Look, Luton, I can't tell you.
Why not? Shouldn't I know?
It's not to be discussed with anyone who's not part of the case.
Ah, I see. Well, that makes sense. Obviously, you wouldn't want people not involved with the case learning about it.
Exactly.
And I'm the prime suspect in that case.
Oh,
right?
okay.
Well, you're the prime suspect in the Mundy case. But the prime suspect in the counterweight killings is that foreign spy who's been killing all the prominent people. Like that bloke up at Unseen University and that fellow in the Patrician's Palace.
Right.
Okay.
Well, I won't ask any more questions then, seeing as how I shouldn't.
Thank you, Luton. I appreciate it.
Oh, what? I didn't get a thing for that. Goodbye.
Well, I'm sure I'll be back.
Yeah, right, Luton.
I thought I'd get a couple of locations for that. Boo. Where to now? Volleyball Mansion, Cafe Ag could go there. Let's try the Octrean Parrot, see if this guy knows anything about Sapphire.
How does it feel to be a suspect, Mankin?
Oh, here we go.
What?
You're an obvious choice of suspect because you called the Watch.
What?
You were the first on the scene. Round here, that means it's practically a closed case.
I don't see why. You were there when I got there.
I was unconscious.
Well, I heard a commotion. That's what made me check it out in the first place. Maybe Mundy managed to knock you out before he died.
While he was tied and blind? Perhaps he said a particularly offensive word and I fainted.
Well, I happen to know that the Watch consider you a suspect.
Well, don't forget that I know something that they don't. That you're a liar and you can't be trusted.
Just because you can't trust me doesn't mean no one can trust me.
Right, anything for... Let's find Sapphire.
I need to speak with Sapphire.
Try and imagine how much I care.
Look, is she here or not?
She's in her dressing room.
Okay. Can I get to her dressing
That's
room?
all for now. Always a pleasure.
That looks about right.